Welcome to the OSINT Investigate briefing. Today is March 15th, 2026. My name is John Luca from OSINTinvestigate.com. In this short intelligence update, we analyze the latest geopolitical developments affecting global markets, focusing on geopolitics, the oil market, the gold market, and the key indicators intelligence analysts are monitoring. Geopolitical situation. The dominant geopolitical development shaping markets today is the continued escalation in the Middle East involving Iran, the United States, and regional actors. The crisis has significantly disrupted maritime traffic through the Strait of Hormuz, one of the most critical energy choke points in the world. Roughly 20% of global oil supply normally passes through this narrow corridor. Commercial shipping has slowed dramatically, with several tankers delaying transit due to security concerns, insurance costs, and the threat of attacks on maritime infrastructure. Diplomatic efforts to de-escalate the situation remain limited, and military deployments in the Gulf region continue to increase. From an intelligence perspective, analysts are focused on whether the crisis remains contained or expands into a broader regional confrontation. Oil market. The immediate impact of the geopolitical crisis is visible in the global oil market. Crude prices have surged as traders price in the risk of supply disruptions from the Gulf. The potential loss of shipments through the Strait of Hormuz represents a major supply risk to global energy markets. Energy analysts estimate that if disruptions continue, several million barrels per day of global oil supply could be affected. In response, major economies have begun coordinating releases from strategic petroleum reserves to stabilize markets and offset potential shortages. However, strategic reserves can only provide temporary relief. If disruptions to shipping and production persist, oil markets could face sustained upward pressure on prices. Gold market. At the same time, investors are moving into traditional safe haven assets. Gold prices have strengthened as geopolitical uncertainty and rising energy prices increase concerns about inflation and financial market volatility. Historically, gold performs strongly during periods of geopolitical tension, particularly when energy shocks raise the risk of global inflation. Central bank demand also remains a structural driver, as several countries continue increasing gold reserves to diversify away from foreign currency exposure. Intelligence indicators. Several key indicators are now being monitored closely by OSINT analysts. First, maritime traffic data. Satellite imagery and vessel tracking provide real-time insights into tanker movements through the Strait of Hormuz. A sustained drop in ship traffic confirms the severity of the disruption. Second, strategic petroleum reserve releases. Large-scale releases signal that governments view the situation as a significant threat to energy supply stability. Third, regional military deployments. Naval escorts, missile defenses, and air operations in the Gulf are strong indicators of escalation risk. Finally, market reactions. Oil volatility and gold price movements often reflect investor expectations about geopolitical stability. Strategic outlook. From an intelligence standpoint, the situation represents a classic geopolitical supply shock. Energy choke points, such as the Strait of Hormuz, are critical vulnerabilities in the global economy. Any prolonged disruption can rapidly influence energy prices, inflation expectations, and financial markets. Analysts currently see three possible scenarios: a rapid stabilization of shipping lanes, a prolonged disruption lasting several months, or a wider regional escalation affecting additional energy infrastructure. At the moment, markets appear to be preparing for a prolonged period of uncertainty. Closing. That concludes today's OSINT Geopolitical Intelligence Briefing. For deeper geopolitical analysis, intelligence insights, and daily OSINT reports, visit OSINTinvestigate.com. And if you found this briefing valuable, make sure to visit the website for more intelligence-driven geopolitical analysis. Thank you for listening.